Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today is the last Friday of the month, which means that I am doing all of my monthly planning today. Task planning, content planning, budget planning, all the plannings going down today. So we're gonna go to the office together, take you to work with me, and we'll plan some things. I have my coffee ready to go. If you are looking for a cappuccino sized coffee mug, Obi got me this one. It's called Joko. Got it for me for Christmas and it's great. Yeah, so we're gonna drive to the office, plan all the things, and get ready for the next month and the weekend. So we are settled into the office. I'm going to do all of the things that are non-planning tasks first, just to wrap up my work week and create kind of a fresh start. So it's like everything's cut up. Basically no emails need to be responded to. I need to send out all of the information to Brave Collective from the week, like anything that changed this week or got upgraded, uploading worksheets, things like that. I also pay rent to both office rent and apartment rent today, fun fact. So yeah, I'm gonna do all of that stuff and then we will get into the planning part of the process. Yay, feels so good. Okay, so we are done with most of the work that needs to get done today that's not planning. I do have to open 2 new bank accounts. So we were banking with 2 banks that we loved so much, Aslo and Simple. Both of them are closing because they were technically owned by the same company, and Aslo is who I was using for business and Simple is who I was using for personal. So we're switching to 2 banks I'm excited about, Novo and Empower, but that just means I have a lot of work to do. I have to switch those accounts over and then change every automatic payment that comes out of all of our bank accounts. Which I'm just not looking forward to doing that. I don't want to do it. I'm very bothered by the fact that this is a thing that's happening in my life. So not pumped about that. However, I am going to wait to do that until after we plan, just because it's such a big task. So we're gonna plan on the computer first. I'm currently using Trello, Airtable, and iCal to do all of my planning online, on the computer. Airtable is anything that needs to be, there's a form associated with it, or maybe I need to share it with anyone on my team. And then Trello I use for project management and to kind of have the stuff that I put on my physical whiteboard in here online, just in case I need it when I'm traveling or at home or something like that. And then iCal, I'm just kind of holding on to using iCal because I am doing content planning in Airtable now, because I do share tasks on almost every content that I make. But I personally just really like iCal, for myself and my own referencing of things. So I'm not ready to move on from it yet. We might have to eventually, just because it's a little extra to double plan basically, but it's my life, I do what I want. So let's see, we'll start with iCal and go from there. Okay, so the way that I have it, I have kind of podcast planned out in March, and it looks like I've already kind of done this, which is nice. So that's done, and then feed posts almost done. So we've got most of it is kind of covered. However, there are a few little things that need to get filled in more specifically. So let's do that. We are all set. Podcast is done and YouTube for March is scheduled. So now I just need to translate that over to Airtable so that other people have access to it, and go into there. So our YouTube tracker, this is just where I move things from what I need to do over to Jenny. So this is you guys right here, and I'll fill this out and then move it over to Jenny in a minute. I also have a day in the life. That I need to send over over to her. All right, so YouTube tracker's up to date. Instagram. Let's get into March. I know there has got to be an easier way to do that, but for now, we're good to go. Podcast, I actually don't think I'm gonna be using very much. I think we have a different system, so I'm gonna move on from that. Collaboration requests. I think we're okay on that front. And that is all good, and that is also all good. All right, Airtable is done. So we've done Airtable and calendar. Let's go to Trello. All right, so I use Trello mostly for keeping track of larger projects. Like I'm doing a whole new framework in Brave Collective. I'm doing a revamp of Brave Collective on the back end, and then all of my Q1 tasks are here. So let's look at the Brave framework. We have done some of these already, so I'm just gonna mark them green as done. And then we will pull from here into our task board in just a moment as we get into the next tasks. And then let's look at Brave Co revamp and see how we did. I want to make the sales page even better. We have delivered Stone 2 of the curriculum. I haven't done that. Create new Brave Kids and up for sale. Did that. Okay. New onboarding videos recorded. This is complicated because we have to finish some stuff before I can do that. So we have our March plan for things that need to get done. I don't imagine that I'm going to be able to deliver 3 rounds of curriculum in March, so I'm going to go ahead and move Stone 5 over to April because I care about myself. Okay, done. And back to boards, Q1. How are we doing? Okay, February, I did that. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet. I need to do that. I still want to do that. I am in the process of this, so we'll mark you yellow. You are done. And so now we have March. Also in March, I need to add rate sheets for different workshop types. Updated bio. Ooey. Updated bio. I also need worksheets for common workshops that I teach, and finalized taxes because we were waiting for my bookkeeper to give me what I need. All right, so we have, this is done. Let's look at these guys. This has been done. You are done. I do want to learn to pick locks this month. I'm putting that on my bucket list for sure. All right, so Trello has been updated. Now we can look at the whiteboard. Let's do that. My whiteboard is up on my wall in my office. My Trello is kind of like my digital copy of the whiteboard. So you've kind of already seen a lot of the tasks, although I am gonna do like a weekly, what I do every single week thing. Just for my brain, I'm gonna put that into Trello as well, because there's some things that I do every Monday or every Tuesday, but it doesn't mean that I always remember. So I'm going to refresh this whole board and give it a new look. So the whiteboard is done. I have everything that I can do. I haven't planned out April's content for YouTube yet, but once that's done, I'll put each YouTube video on as a task on the board as well. I also want to add a place in Trello for the quarter where I just put my weekly tasks like I did on the board, things I do every single week, because I'm finding it helpful to keep in mind. So this is just my weekly task. Monday, I always prep Instagram, content, and admin tasks. Tuesday, write workshops and outline videos. Wednesday, record anything, everything, interviews, Marco Polo. Thursday, Brave Collective Facebook group, Brave Collective resources get made, upload videos and workshops, respective places. And then Friday is plan the week /month/quarter and email Brave Collective updates. All right, that will be so helpful. So from here, we're gonna pull that calendar down and match it up to my Google Calendar so that I have a physical copy of all of my things that I have going on. That exercise feels a little redundant, but for me, what I just like, when we're doing digital scheduling, it can look like, oh, I have infinite time and space, but translating it into the physical calendar, I can see now that like my March is already booked out and I just like can't do any more in March. Like I'm at capacity. And so that means like, okay, I'm booking into April now, which is just helpful to know, but I don't think I would have found that if I didn't kind of force myself to transcribe it into like physical copy. So grateful that I did that practice. Next, we are going to work on my bullet journal for the month of March, and then we will do my planner for next week. I get a bulleted bullet journal, like a dotted spread. However, we are doing like we're kind of doing a spend fast. We're just like not buying things right now that we don't absolutely need so that we can save up to buy a house. And so I have all of these journals around my life and I'm just gonna go through them, even if they're not like the journal I want, like I love, they're still like beautiful and great. So I'm gonna do that. I got this one as part of my birthday present from Obi and I love it. It's beautiful. I love the color and I love the paper. I normally wouldn't use it as a bullet journal because the sheets are blank, but that's silly. So I'm going to use it for March, and Obi got us this label maker. So I'm gonna do that as well, and we'll get into designing the bullet journal. Again, this is a book I got for my birthday from Obi. He got me a box for my birthday, and this came in it. This is the simplest thing I've ever done, but I just did a 2021 book list. This is just where I keep up with every book I've read for the year. So I'll add the ones from my current bullet journal and then keep adding them as the month goes on. Then just an entry page, March 2021. And this month I'm gonna do a thing where I write down how I'm feeling every single day. Normally I just do the first day of the month and then the last day of the month, but this month I'm gonna do every day. Then my bucket list, I just put my bucket list here and then I'll color these in as I go, as I do each one. And then my daily spread is just gonna be like 3 pages to write. And then I will do my reflections. I'm reading the Daily Stoic, which is just an essay every day. So I'll reflect on that, and then I pull a card every day. And then journal prompt, which comes from the Brave Collective. Journal prompts for the month, so I will write on my journal prompts there. And then this is just my today thing. At the end of the day, I just write down like everything that happened that day as like a list or a log, almost like a captain's log. And then we'll keep going. So that is my bullet journal spread for the month of March. And now I'm currently using the Life Map Daily Planner, and I'm going to go through and plan out next week. So we're gonna start on Monday, and I'm just gonna pull the tasks from the board and from the iCal and things like that and mark them into the days of the week that I'm gonna do them next week. all I have left to do at the office is clean off my computer. I just like to go through everything and make my digital space nice and tidy before the weekend. So let's do that together. It's not that complicated. So I have just these 3 folders that I keep on the page. I always empty my trash on Fridays. I'll tell you why in a second. So I empty the trash and then I put everything from the week that I don't need in the trash. And then I do the same thing with my downloads. I clean out my downloads because most of the time it's not stuff that I still need. So I go in and I just empty that out. And then if I need it throughout the week, I don't empty the trash. And then if I need it throughout the week, I can go into the trash and get it. But otherwise, I'll empty it the next Friday if I didn't use it. So that is that all cleaned up. Swiftly water my office plants. I'm gonna change out my cards. I was using 1 deck of Oracle cards in the morning for February, and then I'm gonna switch out those out for March and tidy up the office a little bit, and then we're gonna head home for lunch. Our Nuuly is here. Let's talk about it. So Nuuly, if you don't know, is a clothing subscription service. I've been doing it for a little more than a year, and they send you 6 items in the mail. You get to wear them for the month, and then you can buy them if you want to, or you can send them back. Christmas, I did like a haul of the different items I got from Nuuly, so I thought we would do that today. A lot of times they come like with the tag on them, like this one has a tag on it, and I'll tell you where the item is from and all the good things. So this is a shirt from Anthropology. It feels really nice, like heavy. This would be $100 if you bought it new. And then, oh wow, this is like a corduroy shirt, also from Anthropology. It has like ruffles on the bottom and then buttons on the back. I'm either gonna love or hate this. Probably gonna love it. And then I got these boot cut pants in like a mauve color from Anthropology as well. I think these also have a tag. Yeah, high-rise skinny boot cut jeans. Ooh yeah, I got this linen trench coat, and that's from, I can't. And then the final one is a set, and I'm very excited. This is like blazer. These are from Ralph Lauren, and it's like a blazer and pants. And you can wear them obviously together or separate. We'll see what I decide to do in a little while. I don't typically personally watch like try on hauls, but let me know if you are interested in that, and I can do a Nuuly try on haul with these things with you as well. But yeah, that's what I got from Nuuly. I'm gonna make some lunch. The rest of the afternoon is really just money stuff, moving bank accounts, kind of reconciling, like looking at what I did in February, all of that kind of stuff. So not really looking forward to it. So I'm gonna take a nice lunch break. It's just some zucchini noodles with kind of made mac and cheese style, and a fruit bowl. Right, so I took a nice long lunch break, like almost 2 hours, and got my coffee, and we're gonna dive into the worst part of the day, which is going through the finances. I'll show you kind of what our money book looks like right now. So we're doing kind of like a spending freeze. So at the end of the month, we're asking ourselves these questions about the things we still wish we could buy. And then we have like the big journal, which has our purchase wish list. We have our personal budget. I broke that down by must, want, and fluctuates. Like must is rent, want is like Hulu, Netflix, fluctuates as like groceries, like the price changes every month. And then I have my business budget, and I did the same thing for those. And then we have like any debt that we have, like doctor's bills, any kind of car payment, things like that. And then we have our savings goals. This isn't filled out, so I can show you. It's like an emergency fund goal, retirement, down payment on a house, and then I've kind of put milestones in. As we like kind of reach those goals, we can kind of fill up to the milestones. And then we have like our monthly one, which is what I'm going to work on right now, where we basically have tasks to do, values, discretionary spending, and then breakdown of what we earned, spent, and saved. Then we have our spending log, which is like earned and burned. So all the money that we made this month, and then all the money that we spent. And then it's the same thing for business. I just do burned for business because earned is the same for both. And then I am gonna fill out March. So I'll get March's month set up, and we'll have like our kind of money meeting this week sometime and go through all of this together. Yeah, let's do it. So Obi and I literally just spent the last hour and a half doing all of the money things, having all the money talks, making a plan for March. Basically, I'll tell you guys what we talked about. We think we're gonna switch to using a credit card to cover our expenses and then just paying it off every month so that we can get the cash back. We're going to kind of do the snowball thing with our debt, where we like do the smallest one and then we put all of the money that we were putting toward the smallest one toward the largest one, or toward the next smallest one, you know, all the way up. We also set like a really like a lowered budget for groceries and for takeout. We were spending like way too much money on food every week, like a crazy amount. Yeah, we're just gonna do like all that kind of stuff. I was trying to do like some like alternative health things. Instead of that, I'm just gonna get health insurance. I'm just gonna bite the bullet. I've been really resistant. So anyway, we're gonna make all these changes now. And then my next task for the day's planning is that I go through Obi's syllabus for him. He's in school. I go through his syllabus, and then I pull all of the tasks that he has for the coming month and put them on his calendar for him. This is a task that I kind of enjoy, and it just brings him so much more ease through his day. Like task management is definitely my skill set, just like a way that I can love him and support him. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and then I'm done for the day. I'm gonna pour a drink. Let's go do Obi syllabus. Syllabi. All right, thank you guys all for joining me for today's vlog and planning of March. And me and my bourbon are going to dance into the weekend. See you in the next one. Bye.